guys, welcome back to my channel and welcome to a tag video. I haven't done a tag in a while and honestly I've been meaning to do my April BoxyCharm unboxing video, but I still haven't received my premium box. I barely got a notification that it's shipped mid-month already, but that's why I decided to do a tag for you guys today. I'm doing the drugstore makeup tag because I've been recently seeing it a lot. I know it's pretty old. I will leave the links down below to the ones I've seen, and I think Jen Phelps is the one who started this tag, and everyone has adapted it and added some questions here and there. So I've watched a couple. Some people added extra questions, so I decided to just, you know, do a little bit of everything and add the questions from other people. It's, what is it, 18 questions, and it's all about drugstore makeup, which honestly, right now I feel like I am more into drugstore makeup products than high-end, and they just catch my attention a little bit more, the collections and stuff like that. So let's get right into it because you guys know I can talk a lot. Question number one is, if you could only use one drugstore brand, what would it be? Now this one right away, I know it's e.l.f. because I love their primers. I love a lot of their brow products. I mean, I love the majority of their products, their brushes, their sponges. I feel like there's absolutely a wide range of products that I can do my full face with e.l.f. that I actually love their products. The only thing that I still need is foundation. I have tried the CC cream and I still don't know how I feel about it. But their concealers, the matte and the creamy, is one of my favorites. I can use that concealer in a deeper shade for contouring. I have palettes that have blushes or eyeshadow palettes, and you guys are going to notice a recurring theme with these questions, and e.l.f. is going to be like the answer to a lot of them. I think it has become my favorite drugstore brand. I do love a lot of other brands from the drugstore, but e.l.f. has just, I don't know, they just have done it for me, and they have a product from every section that I would need to do a full face. So that it's definitely number one would be e.l.f. Number two would be, what's the most underrated drugstore brand? And I think, honestly, I feel like Pixie gets looked over a lot because their price is a little higher than all the other drugstore brands. So I feel like people don't really gravitate towards Pixie products, and they have some really, really good products. I know they are pricier, but in my opinion, they're worth the money. And I'm not just saying this because I, you know, would get sent PR from them, but I truly started loving their products before they even added me to their PR. And their highlighters are amazing. Every formula that they have come out with and palettes that they have come out with, they're just really, really good, and I feel like it's an underrated drugstore brand. Number three, what's the most overrated drugstore brand? Overrated. This one's a little harder. Overrated. I want to say Maybelline, in my opinion, because I feel like some of their products are always like a hit or miss, at least for me. Maybelline or Revlon. I feel like they have good products, but as the years have been going, I don't feel like their products are as exciting as they used to be. I feel like they might come out with one super cool product and everyone, like, you know, buys it and jumps on the bandwagon, and then like you forget about Revlon for a while until they come back again. Number four, what is your favorite drugstore product under $5? And I thought about this right away. This mascara, Essence Lash Princess collection of mascaras. I haven't wore fake lashes since I opened this mascara. I don't wear fake lashes anymore. This is all I'm always wearing. You guys see whenever I film, this is a mascara I'm wearing. I literally swear by this. This is my holy grail mascara now, and I can't believe I've purchased like high-end mascaras and paid the price because this is so stinking affordable, and it's literally the best mascara I've tried ever, 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 hands down. I love what it does to my lashes, and this is like holy grail. Number 5, what is a hidden gem that no one talks about? This one I feel like is kind of like, I think for me, it's definitely a hidden gem, and it's this Wet n Wild contour makeup stick. This is so nice on the skin and so creamy and buttery, but it gives you such a perfect contour bronze at the same time, because as you guys can see, it's not very like cool tone contour. I would say it's like a neutral. On me, it does pull a little slightly warm, but I don't mind it. This is so underrated, honestly. If you're starting in, you want a cream contour, or you just want to play with some contour products from the drugstore, this is so, so good, and it's so underrated in my opinion, or not a lot of people talk about it. I think they have another shade. I have Oaks on You, and I think that's the lightest shade, but these are amazing. Well, this one, I use it every time I do my makeup to contour. I do like light contour and then just, do a light dust of a powder, but this is so good. I really, really like this, and especially for my nose contour, I love it as well. It doesn't pull too orangey, even though it does pull warm on me, not too orangey, and that's personally what I love. Number 6, what's your favorite drugstore foundation? This one's hard. I feel like I've gone through like a roller coaster of a lot of different foundations, but I guess if we talk about currently, the Maybelline Fit Me Matte and Poreless Foundation, normal to oily skin. I cannot put this stuff down at all. Like, that's all I wear now. I feel like it looks so beautiful on my skin. It gives me the coverage that I want. It just looks so pretty on the skin, and it's not heavy or cakey. I can't say enough about this foundation. I have mine in the shade 220 Natural Beige, and I feel like the color is also like absolute perfection to me and my skin tone, and just the way the foundation lays on the skin and looks. This foundation, seriously, I'm obsessed. Number 7, what products do you tend to buy more at the drugstore versus high-end? I feel like there's a lot of products that I stopped buying high-end. For example, mascaras, definitely. Brow products, definitely. What else? I mean, I still buy eyeshadow palettes. There's some primers that I prefer from the drugstore that I feel like I don't even pay attention that much to high-end primers anymore. Unless there's something like super, super that everyone's like trying left and right or like raving about, like the Huda Beauty brow pencil. That I bought it so I can try it out. But other than that, I feel like I just gravitate towards drugstore makeup more now than I did before. Before, I used to be like, oh, I'm just gonna buy everything high-end, or my go-to product is for this is going to be high-end, and now it's honestly drugstore. Number 8, what drugstore brand do you think is overpriced? This one's a little hard. I would say I'm in between Pixie and Physicians Formula, but in general, I feel like all drugstore brands as a whole have raised their prices. So it's not the same unless you're buying like Wet n Wild, or you're buying Elf, or you're buying Rimmel. Every brand I feel like is high in price. Some brands like Revlon, they have a primer for $15. Maybelline has a product for $10. Milani has palettes for $20. NYX has palettes for $35 hairs. NYX. And in general, I feel like the prices in everything have just gone up. I do have an issue with like the NYX palettes when they're so expensive, because I feel like the eyeshadow formula isn't always the best in NYX palettes, but that's just my opinion. Number 9, what is your favorite drugstore dupe? And that one right away, I would have to say is a dupe for the Milk Makeup. What is this called? Grip Primer, the Hydro Grip Primer. This is hands down the same thing. Literally, it feels amazing. It feels the same as this on my skin. It does the same. It lasts the same. It makes my makeup look the same, last the same. It's just the best dupe at the drugstore, in my opinion, recently. Hard Candy Hydrating Primer. It's a 12-hour makeup grip. And this is the Milk Hydro Grip Primer. So, and it even has the same color. So just so you guys know, this is, in my opinion, the best dupe. Of course, there's a lot, but that is one of my favorites. That, and for lip products, definitely the Maybelline Lifter Glosses, which you guys know I am totally hooked and obsessed with. For the, what is it called? The Fenty Beauty Glosses. I don't have the exact same shades, but just for reference, this is what they look like. Actually, I do. I just didn't pull them out. But I just thought about that one right now because obviously, like, this is one of my favorite glosses, and so is this high-end. I would recommend both equally if you want to save money. Obviously, Maybelline Lifter Gloss, amazing. If you want to splurge, Fenty Beauty. I still recommend both of them because I truly love both of them, but it's an amazing dupe if you are looking to save money. Number 10, what's the best drugstore eyeshadow formula? This one's a hard one because I feel like overall, all the brands for me have been like hit or miss. There's some palettes that I love from certain brands, and then there's palettes that I have tried that I'm like, okay, that was not a good formula. And it's all around the board in my opinion. But e.l.f. has a specific palette that I love the formula on, and it's no longer available though. This is the e.l.f. times Shea Kiss to the Rescue palette. They did a collab. The formula of this eyeshadow palette is unlike anything that I have tried from any other brand. And the formula is amazing. Then I tried the Retro Paradise palette, and the formula is okay, but it's not nothing close to what this was and what this is formula-wise, and how good it is on the eyes, how it blends and all of that. So that's why I say it's like a hit or miss. And then we have like Wet n Wild palettes, which I used to love the original formula, and then I tried this and it's not the same. So hit or miss again. And then we have my favorite, which is Nudes of New York, and I've tried other Maybelline eyeshadow, and I'm like, okay, this formula, complete trash. But I feel like there's nothing like set in eyeshadow formula that's like really, really good all around, like every palette they come out with. But there are some good gems, like the ones I showed you guys. Number 11, what's the worst drugstore eyeshadow formula? Now, the worst, I've tried a few. I don't like the Makeup Obsessions that they have. I don't like their formula and their eyeshadows. I feel like the eyeshadows are super chalky. And what else? Oh, NYX. I feel like some of their palettes are okay for the most part, but I don't like their formula. I feel like NYX is one of the only brands that I've never really got on the bandwagon of their eyeshadow formulas. I rather buy any other drugstore brand, even like these little Wet n Wild palettes that they reformulated and now aren't the best. I still prefer these over the NYX ones, but that's just me. Number 12, drugstore brand you used to love but aren't crazy about anymore. And I feel like that's NYX. The only thing right now is that I have two brow products that I'm obsessed with, but every launch, like every holiday launch, their stuff doesn't catch my attention like it did before. I feel like we used to get super excited for their advent calendars and all their collections, and now it's just like, oh, you know, they have another collection, they have another lip product, and I just overlook them a lot. And that's one of the brands that I feel like I don't pay attention as much as I used to. Like even Revlon, I can tell you guys that I pay more attention to their new products than I do NYX. And I feel like NYX used to be super, super popular, especially with their butter glosses and, you know, the soft matte. They started kind of like that trend of the matte lips, which I used to love back in the day. And now I just, you know, it's a brand that I definitely stopped really paying attention to. Number 15, drugstore product you didn't expect to like, but totally wowed you. This one, I would have to say, is the Jelly Pop Dew Primer. I went into trying this like skeptical that I was going to like it, because I was like, okay, this is more of a hydrating primer, you know, it's going to make me look oily, it's going to make me look like this and that, and I have not been able to put this down. I don't even know if they have it available still, but I need to pick up a new one because I'm almost out. This is the only thing I've been combining with that Maybelline foundation, and that's what's on my skin today, and I'm so hooked on this primer. It's really, really good, and I feel like it gives my skin a fresh look. Even though it's a dew primer and I have oily skin, it works amazing, and I did go into trying this out thinking that I was not going to like it, and I am obsessed with it. Number 14, favorite drugstore eyeshadow palette. Right now, I feel like I only have this one that's like the one I use constantly. I reach for it even if I use another palette, sometimes to just use like the browns to deepen up my crease, or like for example today I use this one to deepen the lower lash line. It's just a palette that I feel like I can't stop using no matter what. It's so nice. It has a perfect browns, the perfect warm tones for me, perfect everyday colors. This is a perfect everyday palette in my opinion. And I love the formula of the eyeshadows. So this is hands down my favorite palette. I don't know how many more times I can talk about this palette because I'm pretty sure you guys are tired of hearing me. And now we're moving on to some additional questions. Number 15, what brand has improved the most? For me, it would have to be e.l.f. Definitely. They have improved the most in their packaging, their formulas, the products they have launched. Their brushes, I always thought they were amazing, especially for the price. Their sponges, everything in my opinion from that e.l.f. dollar brand that we used to buy, you know, that you used to find at the dollar store, which you still can find a lot of their products at the dollar store, and you know, that's amazing. But from that brand that used to be like $1 and people used to be like, oh, that's, you know, like a really cheap dollar brand, it has done a whole 360 in my opinion. Everything from, of course there are also some misses still, but their concealers are amazing, sponges, brushes, you know, some of their eyeshadow palettes are liquid eyeshadows, guys. If you don't want to spend on the Stila ones, those are another amazing dupe, like amazing dupe to the Stila ones if you don't want to spend the money, and they're affordable. I just feel like e.l.f. right now is my favorite brand, and I think I said this last year as well, as one of my favorite drugstore brands, and it has continued to be one of my favorite drugstore brands. It's a brand that I get so excited to see their new launches, collabs, whatever they launch, I feel like, you know, is really good. Number 16, best new line of products released at the drugstore. I feel like for me, it has to be the Milani Fruit Fetish collection, and they keep adding new fruit products to that line. That's one of my favorite ones. Or for sure, like the Jelly Pop, the Jelly whatever collection they did, e.l.f. did. That one was another of my favorites. Well, it's not like, you know, released recently, but those are the only ones I can think of. Milani recently added like a blueberry, avocado, cherry, apricot scents and like flavors to those Fruit Fetish collections. That was one of my favorite lines, honestly. Number 17, what brand do you feel like is dying out? This one, I feel like there's a couple. In my opinion, L'Oreal, I feel like is dying out. Rimmel definitely feels like it's dying out. I was going to say Physicians Formula, but there's times where they like launch products and I'm like, ooh, you know, they're stepping it up. And then they kind of just like, they're flat for a while. They don't launch anything. Please excuse the neighbor's dog. But yeah, I feel like those are the brands that I feel like are dying out. I would say NYX, but they just launch stuff left and right, so I kind of feel like, you know, if they're launching so much, people are interested in their products. For me personally, it's a brand that's dying out to me. Other than those two brow products that I'm hooked on, nothing else interests me from their brand. What else? Yeah, I think those are pretty much it. And number 18, drugstore product you've loved for years. And this one, I have a couple that I just want to mention. Actually, I have 3. Milani Make It Last Setting Spray. I'm almost done with this little baby one, but I have my Fruit Fetish ones, which I'm also almost done. the Make It Last setting spray in general is just my absolute favorite. I compare it a lot to the Urban Decay All Nighter one. It works the same. It is so good and it's affordable and from the drugstore. So this one is one that I've been repurchasing for years. Another one is the Milani Baked Blushes. These I love. This is my favorite color, Berry Amore, Berry Amore. It's an everyday color that I feel like I pair with any look that I do. I can pair this color. It's like a pretty mauvey, peachy. It's just a combination, like a neutral mauvey shade. And I love the baked blush because recently I've been into like this matte look, like no highlighter, and I don't know what it is, but I really like it. I feel like my makeup looks nice and fresh. Skipping the highlighter, I still love to glow, but this is just a look that I've been doing lately. It's like my go-to everyday look. And these blushes have been on the market for years. And back when I first started buying makeup, this is the first color that I picked up, the first blush from Milani that I fell in love with. And now, like many years down the line, I picked it up again because it's one that I've just loved throughout the years. And then the last product is the Rimmel London Kohl Kajal Scandal Eyes liner. This is the only eyeliner that I like to use because it doesn't irritate my eyes. Some black eyeliners irritate my eyes. I don't really wear black in my waterline because it makes my eyes super small, and this, you know, just opens it up a little. This is a shade Nude, and this is again the only eyeliner I buy from the drugstore or high end because I either only wear liquid liner or this in my waterline, and this is just has stood out over any other, even the Urban Decay. Actually, the Urban Decay ones I stopped using because they irritate my eyes, and when I discovered this, I didn't switch to anything else anymore because I was afraid of having my eyes be irritated. I've tried a few other ones here and there, but this is the best, you know, nude eyeliner and the only one I use. And that's basically it for this drugstore tag. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I know I'm super late to this trend, like maybe 9 months, but that's okay. If you guys are interested in doing this tag, let me know in the comments so I can watch your video. I will tag a few of you down below so you guys can do this tag as well because I want to see what your responses are to these questions. It's always nice to see everyone's different opinions on these questions because I know not all of us think the same about the brands. Some might feel like, you know, NYX is a brand that's on and popping, and I feel like it's a brand that's dying out for me. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed it. Thank you so much for watching. I appreciate all your support, and like always, I will see you all in my next video. Bye.